It's a big bank.
It's too big. That's what she said.
Now they can foreclose on Friday. So come hell or high water,
Get the money to the bank on Thursday.
and then you are free and clear.
How's it going, everybody? Today I'm reviewing a film that came out a couple weeks ago, Hell or High Water, starring Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges. Now the movie is about Chris Pine and Ben Foster. They play two brothers who are kind of in some financial anxiety. They need some money, basically, for some reasons. Chris Pine's got an ex-wife, and he's got to pay some money to her, and they need money, so they decide to start robbing banks. Meanwhile, Jeff Bridges is after them. He's a cop, and he's trying to find them, basically. And the movie takes place in Texas. It very much feels like a Western heist film, which I was very intrigued by just from the get-go. Another thing that also intrigued me was all the critical praise this movie was getting, but I hadn't seen too many reviews on it, but what I had heard from it was great, especially Rotten Tomatoes, which showed a 99% certified fresh score. So I was like, okay, I need to see this movie for myself. Let's see if I like it. There's some movies that had a high score, like Mud, that I appreciated but didn't necessarily enjoy. This one, on the other hand, I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year. I don't know where it ranks in the top 5 yet. It might be number 2 behind Civil War. It could be number 3. It could be 4. I don't know yet. I don't know. But it is a fantastic movie, and you guys should all check it out. Now, when I say heist film, I don't want you to expect heists, like these crazy heists like in Fast and Furious, or like the Dark Knight heist thing, if you want to call it that, at the very beginning of the film. It's very subtle heists. They're small scale heists, and I appreciated that. It felt more real. I also enjoyed the character dynamics between both Ben Foster and Chris Pine. They play brothers. Ben Foster's the older brother. He's kind of picking on always the little brother. Little brother's more the good guy, and Ben Foster's more the badass type. And just the dynamics between them, like, sure, they poke fun at each other. They're way different, but at the end of the day, they're family. So you get to see that dynamic really play out, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And also, the other character, that duo that I enjoyed, was Jeff Bridges and his partner. His partner is played by Gil Birmingham, and he does a great job. Again, it's another one of those buddy relationships where Jeff Bridges is always picking on this guy, especially because of his mixed heritage, and just those moments are what really drive this story forward, and you get to see the relationships more so than even the heist stuff, like I said. But when the heist stuff happens and the climactic part of the movie is happening, you're really brought in. You're in the moment. You want to root for Chris Pine and his brother sometimes, but at the same time they're robbing banks. But sometimes these banks are not necessarily the best banks, and also you want Jeff Bridges to catch them, but you don't. So it's very conflict driven of where the audience is looking at it from. Like I also said, again, it's very well directed. The shots are great. Texas is almost like a character in this film. This is probably the best performance I've seen from Chris Pine, that's for sure. Ben Foster's been in a lot of other good movies that I haven't necessarily seen a whole lot of, and again, Jeff Bridges, when he's in good movies, he's great. In other movies, which I haven't seen, but just from trailers, R.I.P.D., he's not so good. But again, he's great in this film. And again, like I said, I can't stress enough, is the character dynamics is really what had me intrigued with this film start to finish. Now, the movie is not going to throw any crazy twists at you. It is a fairly standard story. You might actually be able to predict where it's going somewhat, but at the same time, if you're living this thing through the moment, through the characters, I think you can thoroughly enjoy this film. And it ranks up there in my top films of the year. I'm so glad I went and saw this one. I want more people to see this one because I know it's not making the biggest amount of money. It's a very small movie. I hadn't seen any trailers for it. I didn't even know it was really coming out. And I just looked at the box office results. It's way down near the bottom, and not a whole lot of people are talking about it in the general public, and this movie deserves more eyes on it, that is for sure. Also, one last thing. There's a lot of, you would feel to be slow parts of the movie that don't feel slow. It's just when two characters are talking in a hotel room, and you're like, okay, this is just like filler, but you're so intrigued with the conversation that's happening that you can't help but take your eyes off of it. So it's very, very well paced. They know when you need to have the heist scene coming up. You know when you need a character moment. You know when you just need some just random gibberish in the background kind of thing. There's always a reason. It's super well paced, and for all the reasons I've said alone, I give it a movie rating of a 9.5 out of 10. It is a solid film, top notch. Again, it's great. It's one of the best of the year. Definitely recommend you guys check it out. And for my enjoyment rating, I give it a 10 out of 10. I can't think of something I didn't like in the film. So I was like searching. I'm like, okay, what do I rate this thing? And I can't think of anything bad to knock it. I can't at the moment. There might be something that comes to me tomorrow, but at the moment, 10 out of 10 is what it gets. So anyways, let me know if you're looking forward to or if you've seen Hell or High Water. Leave it down in the comment section below. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every week. Kubo and the Two Strings review should be coming shortly. Hopefully going to see that within the next week here and get a review out for that, as well as Sully. I'm going to be seeing that later this week, so look out for that coming this weekend. Anyways, that is it. I will talk to y'all later.